Good evening. Welcome to Sky Blue Fans TV. Well, season's over. All we're left now is a review of the season, which we're going to do tonight. And what a season it's been, really. We can look back and hold our heads up high because we were like 17th in the league, weren't we, when Lampard took over? And we ended up being the fifth best team in the division. And we're very unfortunate, obviously, not to get into the playoffs. But more than that, we've got loads of things to discuss. We've got loads of big competition for you as well tonight. You've got the Player of the Season award will be announced, and you've got a chance to win the shirt, a Coventry City sign, which I've got behind here, and a Sky Blue Fans TV mug and coaster. So the three prizes up for grabs, and we'll announce that later on in the programme. But tonight we're going to review the season: best goal, best game, best players, and who would you keep, who would you get rid of, all that sort of stuff. We've got three guests to do that with tonight. Let's bring them in, shall we? Milesy, good evening.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Ken.
Good evening. How are we? Season's over. We can all relax now. Relax.
Well, I don't know about chilling out, mate. I've had the busiest weekend ever in my life, I think. I thought it was meant to calm down a little bit, but no. It's it's a bit mad around the house today. We've been doing a bit of gardening.
Yeah, make the most of it while the weather's nice. Don't blame me.
Yeah, might snow tomorrow.
Here's a man I know who spends a lot of time in the garden. Claudio, good evening.
Good evening.
You've been in the garden today?
No, not at all. Mike is in the way here. What's going on? No, I've had I haven't said I've been chilling out at all. I've been watching lots of football and usual stuff. Bit of house cleaning, bit of cooking. Yeah. Oh, I went to a party last night in Leamington as well, so that was great. Open bar.
Oh, fantastic. That's nice. Like them sort of parties. They're nice.
Yeah, you're not going to get that at my party next weekend.
I was about to say, is that the same as next week?
No, not at all.
Well, I'm sure you can put the first couple of hours free, can't you? Victoria, these are lady loves parties. Victoria, hello.
Hi, you're right.
Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Good.
Are you getting ready for your summer vacation and you put your football to one side for a couple of months?
Move on to festivals now.
Yeah. Yeah, season's over, so we can all relax. It's all been a bit hectic the last few weeks, hasn't it? Are we going to get there? Yes, we are. No, we're not. And it all ended in, as we know, in heartache. Anyway, we can move on from that now. Anyway, we're here tonight. We're going to discuss a review of the season. How good a season. It's not been a bad season, really, to be honest. We're going to ask you all about the best goal, best game, best players this season, who've most impressed you. Also, your player of the season, which I think a good idea of who you're going to pick. What players will we keep? What players will we get rid of? Who would you loan out? And coming in, what players would you bring in? What positions do we need to fill desperately, basically, for next season? And of course, then we've got the draw for the shirts for all the viewers who've voted for their player of the season. They've all gone into the hat. How many? Just remind us, Vicky, how many did we have? We had quite a few votes, didn't we?
Yeah, 146.
146 names are in the hat, or on the spinny wheel, should we say? Spinny wheel will be back out in action later on. So all your names will be on that wheel, and the lucky. We've got three prizes to give away. We've got shirts, a choice of home or away shirts is the first prize. Second prize is going to be this Coventry City sign here, one of these, which is you can put up anywhere you like. And then the third one is going to be Sky Blue Fans TV mug and coaster. So there's three prizes to give away. So you've got three chances to win a prize. So, plenty of time. Stick with it. And of course, we've got loads of comments coming in. So Claudia will keep you up to date with all the comments as they come in. I'm sure you'll have all your views on your player of the season and players you should keep and players you should get rid of. So let's get underway then. Don't forget to like and subscribe, by the way. If you're making comments, it only takes you a second. Doesn't cost you any money. Give us a thumbs up. It's all appreciated. There we go. That's what you need to do. quite
Ken, do
easy.
you need a hug? You sound like you need a hug tonight, Ken. You're all right. You sound very chipper. What's going on?
I'm all right. It's the end of the season, isn't it? We've got no football now for a couple of months, so.
Oh, sorry, it is. Okay. Just worried, that's all.
No, I'm all right. I'm okay. Apart from losing my phone,
He's had
I'm
a
all
bad-
right.
Yeah, he's had a bad couple of days. Leave him alone, bless him. He's had a hard time.
When you use your phone, you've got your lives on your phone, isn't it? I've lost my phone. I think I know it. I think it's at work, to be honest. So hopefully when I get back to work tomorrow, I'll find it. But, fingers crossed.
Bless you.
And, back to normal then. But hopefully it's... Anyway, let's get underway. Let's discuss the season as a whole. It's not been a bad season, has it, Miles, really? When you think fifth best team in the league, we were 17th when Lampard came in. I know we made our predictions at the start of the season. We both said we're going to go up, didn't we, automatically, didn't we?
Yeah, I'm still going to say it next season. So it don't matter, does it?
What did you say, Claudia? Where did you say we'd finished?
Top. I'm still going to stick to it.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Where did you finish, Claudia?
A third.
And Vicky, did you make a? What did you say?
I think I said playoffs.
Oh, so you were the closest then. Vic. You did well, yeah. So don't listen to us. We know anything.
I'm going to have a look back now, actually.
Yeah, because we had them all written down, didn't we? I know I think I said second.
I've got more written down here because I went through. Yeah. So Ken, you said top Cov, second Leeds, third Burnley, Norwich, Middlesbrough, Luton. I said Burnley, Leeds, Coventry, Luton, Middlesbrough, Sunderland. Mark said Coventry, Burnley, Luton, Leeds, Sheffield United, West Brom. The one thing that really sticks out is we all thought Luton would not be relegated.
Yeah.
We all thought they were going to be in the playoffs because
really.
It was incredible. Relegation-wise, Miles went for Plymouth, Sheffield Wednesday, Portsmouth. I said Oxford. Remember, I said they'll get the lowest amount of points ever.
Yes,
I'm going to put that on Charlton Orient next season, whichever one comes up. So I went Oxford, Derby, Portsmouth, and you went for Plymouth, Sheffield Wednesday, Oxford. So interesting.
Yeah. So a couple of us were quite close. I mean, I think most of us had Burnley Leeds in there, didn't we?
Yeah.
So,
I can't find them in my book.
Top two.
I went through all the old episodes till I found the episode where we did the predictions, but Vicky wasn't on that night. I think you're on another festival, I think.
Oh, right, okay. I see.
Oh, Judith will be going away next week.
Yeah, won't be long before she's on the travels again. All right, let's start with Miles. Best goal of the season, Miles, then for you.
Oh, we're going goal first. Okay.
Let's go goal first because goals count, don't they?
There's only one goal really, and I think that really put us into the playoffs. It was a bit of a moment like Ben Wilson 2 seasons ago, and it's got to be he calls it a batch against Pompey. I think that goal for me was just brilliant, and it was that moment again, as I say, that sort of really gave us those extra points to go into the playoffs. We all know where we lost points that we probably could have been fighting for the top 2 if we hadn't thrown points away. But I think that's got to be the moment. Close second is probably Asante's goal against Swansea away, which nearly 45 yards out, whatever it was. But yeah, definitely he calls it a batch. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic.
That could be his only one and only goal for the Sky Blues, depending on.
Yeah, and to be sat behind it as well because it was Singer's Corner. So, you sat there and it was a game that was so tight. You knew there was one goal in it. It was either way. Whoever got the goal that night, it was going to clinch the 3 points. And luckily enough, we kept going and going and going. He came on, and the way he struck it. It sort of comes off his shin and then goes onto his boot, doesn't it? And then it sort of flies into the corner. But I think for me, that's got to be the goal of the season. And the moment that it came, it came.
Last minute as well.
Yeah, and the noise. And for him to get a goal for Cov City, being a season ticket holder, younger, and he's always wanted to play for us. The amount of times we wanted to sign him, we've never signed him. He's gone to other clubs, and you go, "Oh, we missed him again." And every season you go in, there's rumours we're signing Patterson. There's rumours we're signing Patterson, and we're all going, "Oh, where's he gone now?" So yeah, that's my goal of the season, I think, by far.
Yeah, I'll probably certainly up there with me as well. Colin, Claudia, with your best, you've seen a few goals this season, haven't you?
Yeah, but I can't disagree with Miles, to be honest. That goal at home, it was just brilliant. Just the moment, wasn't it? You know, Cov lad and all the rest of it. I'm not from Coventry originally. Well, I'm not from Coventry at all. But it's something I'd have loved to have done. You put the shirts on, go out there and score. Last minute. I mean, it's the best goal, isn't it? I mean, we've spoken about this before. To get a last minute winner where you know, as we know from the other night, nothing else can happen. You've won the game. It's just fantastic. And it was a great goal, regardless of whichever minute it was. It was a superb goal. The whole build-up and everything was brilliant. It was excellent. So that's my favourite. And the same again, Asante, because away from home as the away goal, because you don't see many goals like that. I can't remember the last time we scored a goal from that far out. With the keeper off the line.
I think Michael Doyle was the last one, wasn't he? I think. Yeah.
Was that against Wickham? Was it something like that?
That was at home, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
You don't get goals like that very, very rarely. And the fact that Hurst scored one for Sheffield Wednesday about a week before or something, and then we go and do that. But it was great, yeah. And it's a shame because that's the sort of player I thought Asante was. And I know we're going to talk about things later on, but so out of everything he's done, at least he did that. But but that's the same for me. Patterson at home, Asante away.
Okay, Vicky, are you going to disagree with that, or are you going to come up with another one?
No, I don't think it's difficult, isn't it? I think the guys have pretty much covered it. I think, if you just were talking about a decent goal, there's a few candidates, isn't there? So you got the Pato goal, you got the Asante goal, you've got the probably Bobby Thomas against Stoke goal. There's a few decent goals throughout the season, but I think they've covered Coventry's ad, last minute of a game, and the time of the season as well. I think that if we hadn't have won that game, it's just the whole mindset that created that. So it's the whole package with that goal, isn't it? It's not just it's a quality goal on its own, but it's everything else that comes with it, which just means it's difficult to vote for any of the goals, isn't it? Really, so yeah.
I mean, I think Asante. I agree with the other two. With Miles and Claudia, the Asante's goal was good as well, because that was fantastic. Bit of skill to score from there. Good. Unfortunately, that he didn't do it enough, did he? That's his only problem. But I say we'll discuss that a bit later on. But yeah, Patterson's goal's up there for me as well. I agree. Technique to score a goal like that. The story behind it all, being from Coventry, is his first goal for the club, and how important it was, and how late in the game it was as well. The moment was everything everybody's dreams of, don't they? Any from Coventry would sort of dream doing that, coming on a sub and scoring a goal, which gets you the win. Of course, it got us 3 points as well, so it kept us in the hunt for the playoff as well, didn't it? So.
I think if we scored any other time, I'd have probably gone for Bobby Thomas, because, I mean, at the end of the day, he's good enough to do that kind of goal. We know that from where he's played with previous teams. But I think it was because it was so late, and it was like the last kick. So my vote probably would have gone to Bobby Thomas. That's a centre half scoring a striker's goal, and late in the game. So it's. We have seen some great goals. We've seen some good goals this season.
We have.
Let in some bad ones. We've seen some great ones down the other end. I reckon this season we've only had 2 goals against us, which were real quality, unless other people in the comments can remember others, were the 2 goals at Sunderland in the league. There were 2 bouncers, weren't they? I can't think of any where you've gone, wow, that was sensational.
Yeah.
A lot of them we've played through ball.
We've assisted, haven't we? Most of them.
Exactly.
I think as well. I think you got to look at Victor Torp's contributions as well. I think his contributions this season until he got injured were absolutely brilliant. The 2 goals he scored, the free kick, which was bang on the money. And soon when he took the first one, and then the referee told him to take another one, and he moved the wall again. He had to move because it was at handball, wasn't it? I think, if I remember right. And he moved it forward another 5 yards, I think. And you went. I think we were up in the prawn sandwich brigade, and I think I turned to everyone. I went, "This is going in." You could tell. Plus, also the first wall that the referee put up wasn't even 10 yards, because I think I sat with you, weren't I, Claudio? And I went, "That wall ain't 10 yards," and the second wall was. And you know, the way he got it up and over was just unbelievable, and his contribution has been brilliant. And I think towards the latter part of the season, I think we're all on about strength and depth in the squad. I think losing Torp was a massive loss, because you've only got Jamie Allen really to fill in, or Josh Eccles, and I think that Torp's way above those two players. And I think that's probably one of the biggest regrets for me this season, was Torp getting injured, because I think Torp's a fantastic player. And when he first signed for us, it was a bit like Ben Chief. He scored his goal against Sheffield Wednesday, banged it in, and we all went, "Oh, here we go, we've got a player here." And then he struggled to get into the Championship, didn't he? And then this season, he's growing in strength, growing in confidence, and he's become a fantastic player for us, and is a crucial player for us. And I think, when you look back at last Tuesday, you look back at that and you think that's probably the moment where we probably needed some legs in the middle, and Torp would have probably filled in that little gap and gave us a little bit more energy in the second half of extra time. So I think you got to give a big shout out to Torp. I think he's just growing and growing. And is it the Frank Lampard effect? I don't know. It's, you just got to look at Radoni. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, that's the goals. That's the goals of the season.
Okay, shall we have a look at some of the comments then, Claudia, before we get them?
Yeah, I'll do that straight away.
Try and keep up to date with them if we can.
This is from Rich Overson. Do you think this season was better than the playoff season? Ask Jack, as he's not here tonight, to see where we were November the 22nd compared to November the 24th, and the points we finished on. We relied on Vic and Gus then in 24-25 Radoni. I think we've ended up with 1 point less this time. But I think in November, I'm sure the points-wise, we weren't much different. There wasn't a lot in it, was there, all season, to be honest?
Yeah, we're 1 point less. I'm just going to see if I can find that that chart Buswell puts up. Let me see if I can.
Paul Stratton, great opinions and comments from all participants this season. Thank you, Paul. Another Paul Cutterford. That was the best we could get out of this last season. The club is learning, so all we need is players to click now when we bring them in. I think, again, we need many players, but we'll only get a few. It's a case of how much we got to spend. I don't...
the budget, isn't it?
I read this. It's a good one from Paul Stratton again. Sorry. Great opinion and contribution from everyone this season. Been great listening to everyone's take on games. Still struggling to come with terms with losing out. We go again, bigger and better.
Yeah.
Lots of evenings from Lee and Ben Green, Lee Beckett, Wayne Ghost. Hi guys. Hope Frankie stays with us and we can make a push this season from the off. Wayne Brewerton. Even all, been a great season with ups and downs, but PUSB for next season. Mark Patman, evening all. Great show, guys, all season. Really enjoyed it, and many more to come. Or we hope so, anyway. Lee Beckett wants to know where the party is. Trevor Merriman, good evening all. As it's the end of the season awards, can I just add best football podcast, Sky Blue Fans TV. Thanks a million. You've been brilliant. Thank you, Trevor.
Oh, thank you, Trevor. Thanks for nice words.
We do sweat and worry about every episode. You may not look it, but behind the scenes, it's frantic.
It's chaos.
Covandy went to sea shanty festival yesterday in Gosport, still suffering. Nicholas James. Good evening, everyone. Well, what a season we had in the end. I think we have to be proud to be fans of a special club. They gave us so much to feel positive about. GLB Boxing. Evening all, thanks for being a great outlet. Win, lose or draw. This season has its highs and lows, including Claudio's dodgy shirts.
Just a quick question to all of you. Rich Overson said 22nd of November, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. What game would that be?
Off the top of my head.
Well, this season or that season?
This season.
This season.
Hold on a minute. Just tell me this.
Cardiff? Was it Cardiff?
Yeah, what game? Is it like game 12, 13, 14?
Oh.
So I've got the thing up. I'm going to check. You see,
Sheffield United.
Okay.
2-2
what game?
draw. That was the 23rd.
Yeah, I know. Is it game 15, 14?
Oh, I've got to count them. Oh, hold on a minute.
That's why you go live, you see. It's good, isn't it? It's good fun.
Looks like 16th match of the season.
Okay, so 16 matches in 2022-23. We were on 20 points.
Right.
On 16 matches 2024, we were on 17 points.
So we're better off.
Yeah, we're better off the playoff season the first time around by 3 points.
Yeah, that rings a bell now, actually.
There you go. There's your answer, Rich.
Okay.
So really, on a par, it was very similar, wasn't it, this season? The recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it, really? Tully. I like the Ellis Sims statement he put out on Instagram and X today. Favourite goal moment, Pato v Pompey.
Here you go.
Matt Patman says, oh, there it is. Shall I read it out?
Yeah.
Thank you all for the support throughout the season. It never goes unnoticed. As a team, we fell short of our main objective, and that's tough to take. But we'll regroup, reset, and come back next season with even more hunger. So he's staying there.
Wow. Is he?
Mark Patman, I think next season we should start fresh up top. And sorry, Vicky, but Sims needs to go and had you right. Well, they can only leave if anybody wants to buy them. It's as simple as that, really. And whether or not they want to leave, you can't just force players out.
They're under contract, unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah.
I posed a question on Thursday, didn't I, about people want effectively 3 striker seasons. Hadji Wright's the 3rd best striker over the last 2 seasons, and Ellis Sims is 15. So, and then you've got the players like Leeds strikers that are going up. It doesn't leave a whole lot of other strikers that have done a better job over the last 2 seasons. So it'd be interesting to see who people want to come in that have actually performed any better over the last couple of seasons.
So that's Vicky saying so there. Hey, Littlewood, best player, Radoni for me. It's been a good season overall. And still amazed we made the playoffs with our comical defence and lacklustre forwards.
Oh, by the way, happy wedding anniversary to Wayne and his wife, by the way.
Yes,
Yeah.
Wayne, happy anniversary.
Yeah,
to you both.
happy anniversary, Wayne. I don't know how she puts up with him, Alfred.
Oh, he's definitely punching, that's for sure. I meant to post a photograph of Punchin, who plays for Crystal Palace, and just send it to him. And he put the thing up on Facebook, but I couldn't find it. Then I found it. But Mark Rainbow, life without football has involved 2 gigs: buying some records, sitting in the garden reading. I've just got the garden chiminea fired up for the first time this summer. Oh, and I've done a Cov shirts wash.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some of mine on the line. They've got to be vacuum packed and put in the loft.
Mark Packman wants to know, how do I get on at the party, and did you pull? Well, I took my wife and I left with my wife, so yes. Bomber Bidwell wants to know is this new season yet? I know. I feel like it should. Yeah, I saw the advert for the playoff final. It's almost like surreal, isn't it? Because you're not involved anymore. I'm like, whatever. Ben Green, I'm a little worried with that new right back we're linked with. Last thing I want is Milan to be going anywhere. I'm not even sure what sort of money we'd get for him, to be honest.
I thought it's a left back we're after.
I'm not sure, Miles.
I thought it was a left back. Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm confused. Where are we?
Loads of time yet, anyway.
Harkins. Hopefully we'll get a few quid for the sale of Sims, Wright and Sheaf and get good replacements.
Oh, blimey. Well, there's rumours going round Ipswich and Leicester one had you right. Do you know what? I've always got a full tank of fuel lately. I keep filling up my car ready to take them. Sorry, Vic.
Both of them.
Sorry,
Both of them.
Paul Stratton. Does the Villa right back link today mean MVE is leaving as we won't be paying $5 million for a backup?
I think you got to pay $5 million for a backup. You got no choice if you want to get up to the Premier League.
All I'll say with this is I don't think in the past, since Doug King's been in, that any of the rumours have ever materialised into anything. Because you get a rumour right back from Granada and we sign somebody from France or something. I just think there's somebody in the club just feeding false information to put people off and just make stuff up, basically. I mean, had you right when you signed him, no one knew about him, did they? He just appeared.
Yeah. Listen, what will be, and we just have to wait and see.
Exactly.
Yes.
Doug Bolam says, next season is going to be super tough again, but with a good start and some decent recruitment, there's no reason why we can't be challenging at the top end again.
Well, he's just put the voodoos on it, isn't he? Good start.
I still think we'll get top 6 next season. Gibbo, decent season. Gibbo, decent season all in all for next season. Think we need to stiffen up the defence with some quality. As Claudia says, we've had the same players making same mistakes for 18 months now. They got, if anything, they need to refresh the defence. It's the same defenders now for 2 seasons, and that's, you don't normally get that, do you? Any club, but that's like old time football, isn't it? Where you have the same players year in, year out. We've changed nothing, which is bizarre. Rich T says agrees with Pato's goal. Mark Lights, he says, agree. Both strikers need to go, Wright and Sims. I'm sure Frank will address this quickly.
Well, the good thing is Frank Lampard's had plenty of time to assess the squad, hasn't he? Been there since November, so he should know now. And he will know who he wants to keep and who wants to maybe let go or sell.
What I find odd, and I'll put this to all 3 of you, is that in that playoffs semi-final, he was about to bring Bidwell on. We're going into penalties. Why wouldn't you put your striker on if you're going into penalties? I don't
because they probably agreed who's going to take the penalties before, which we know that because we've interviewed players and they do say, they do agree with this on the training field, who's going to take the penalties. So Bidwell was probably down to take one and Ellis Sims probably wasn't down to take one. Because that, that's what they do. We know that through the times we've interviewed players. So I would say it was down to that. And Bidwell can take a penalty. So
I would have thought, though, saying that, I would have thought Patterson, who took them for Swansea before, would have been a choice as well.
Maybe.
What do you reckon, Vicky?
Yeah, I think Miles is right that you're sending someone on that's going to take a penalty, but I think Ken, that's like the Pato one's more surprising that you probably get, especially when you're pushing, thinking, can we win it before it gets to penalties? And if not, who's the penalty takers? And Bidwell's not going to turn the game, is he? Whereas Pato potentially could. So that's a little bit odd, isn't it?
And also from corners in the past, Ellis Sims is quite good defensively. He does he gets head on the ball. So I'm thinking again, it's a corner in the last second. Stick a great big 6'4" lump in our defence.
And he's normally at that near post area. I'm not convinced that they'd have scored if it had been on.
Yeah.
We'll never know, will we? But that's his sort of area, and and he's done a lot of defensive work there this season.
But the other thing as well, though, they do say don't make a substitution when you've got
When there's a corner,
conceded a corner. It's the worst time to make a substitution.
Yeah, I just think the Eccles injury completely confused everything that last couple of minutes. Upset everything, I think. And anyway, it's gone now. So Doug Bolan, Wayne Littlewood, Mark Rainbow were all saying Patterson's goal, and Mark Rainbow says runner-up BTA away at Swansea. Lee Beckett, Bobby's left peg was good too. A lot of people are saying Patterson's goal. Yes, I agree with that. Pato's goal was special on every level, as you can all said. It was special being there when that went in. You know, I reckon we're going to get record season tickets again next season. I've got a feeling.
I'm surprised they haven't been announced yet.
No.
Because it is a bit of FOMO, isn't it, at the minute now? Because well, it is, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Do you think it'll increase them, Claudio? Do you think the price will go up?
Oh yeah, I expect 10%
Or
minimum.
will he freeze it? Will he freeze the price?
I said 10% last season. He didn't put them up, did he? Apart from the Premier Package ones, if you got a new one, it was $5.50, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But you can't complain of what we pay. Yeah, and I saw somebody saying, "Oh, I bet Doug's going to rip us off," and I think he'd rip us off. If you got a season ticket where I sit, well, not where in my normal seat. In my normal seat, it works out at £18 a ticket with your season ticket.
Yeah,
I think that's great value for what you're getting. Top end Championship football team. It's £15 a ticket at Leamington. That's National League North. So I don't know what people want. I swear, there's a part of a fan base who think they just go in for free all the time. You can't.
Unfortunately, you get loads of people like that. They want everything for nothing, don't they?
And then they want us to sign all the best players as well with some money that's like magically appeared from somewhere else.
Mark Rainbow says best game. Runner-up Oxford away despite Rodoni's shoulder injury. Winner home to Sunderland for the total team performance. Paul Cutterford reckons Sims, Wright, Sheaf, Asante, Collins, and maybe Allen amongst a few that may go. Oasis 4-4-2-6. I think Allen's going to get an extra year. As a whole, how do we make the playoffs? You can count on one hand how many good performances we had. I hope Sims and Hadji disappear and fast. Total waste of space. Well, as you can see, we will read everyone's comments. We're not just going to read all the pluses, but the minuses. Graham Cockrell. Evening, Graham. Good evening to you all. It's been an interesting season. Getting players like Grimes coming in has made a big difference, and Rodoni dove in makes the future looking good. Rich Overson, Doug making the changes had to happen. Not sure MR was happy. Our home form was poor, and we had 22,000 season ticket holders. The main part Frank Lampard has achieved is all those 22k will renew, if not more. I think you're right there, Richard.
Very true, that is, yeah. Very true.
All right. Shall we go on to the next subject?
Yeah. Okay. The next subject is your best game of the season.
Oh.
Now.
Ooh.
You sport for choice, aren't you?
I'll get my program out. Hold on.
Who's first for this?
What's that, Claudio? What's that program you got there?
I'm just having a recap. It's the last game.
Well, Miles knows straight away what his best game is, don't you?
I got two actually. Can I pick two? Yeah.
Well, go on, we'll let you have two.
They're both home. First one's West Bromwich Albion.
Simply because it's West Brom, and we never beat them.
Yeah, just because it's West Brom. I thought that performance was really, really good, especially for the first 70 minutes or so. You know, it was a real solid performance. It was class, to be fair. And the reason I picked that over my second choice is because of the way we won that game. It was, as I say, it just seemed complete, and we just looked like we were at it from the off. We were really, really good, and I think that's probably why that's my favourite. And the atmosphere again was great. And another thing as well why I like it is because every season West Brom fans moan about the price of a ticket. Right, it was 37 quid. Every year they moan, but every year they still sell out the away end. Right, but so you're moaning because of the price of the ticket, but you still turn up and you sell out.
It's the same for everybody. We have to pay that as well. You know, it's not.
Yeah, we have to pay that when we go there or whatever. And you know, and they give us less tickets. And that's probably one of the reasons why as well, is because all they do is moan about our ticket pricing. Well, if they don't like it, don't bother turning up then. And I just think, well, it's right there, isn't it? If you don't like the price, why buy it then? Yet you still sell out the away end. And I think that for me, that was probably slightly the better game over the Sunderland game. Now, the reason I didn't pick the Sunderland game as my favourite, because we know they were resting players, because we knew that. And I think that game is great because Adji Wright got his hat-trick, but ever since that game, he's done bugger all. So that's why it's my second, because he's done sod all since that. So yeah, West Brom's my favourite game at home.
Okay, Claudio.
Well, there's a 2-3 at home. Blackburn at the start of the season, because Blackburn were flying, weren't they, when they came to us? We beat them 3-0.
They were beaten, weren't they, I think?
Yeah. Also, the other two are first half performances. One that Miles mentioned, Sunderland, which I thought were very good in that first half, but like you're saying, they did rest players. But I really loved that first half against Plymouth when we absolutely battered them. But both games had disappointing second halves, really, didn't they? So for me, I think it was only Blackburn Rovers at home. We had a real complete performance. The Baggies, that was close, but towards the end, it wasn't, we got the, towards the end, it wasn't so great. But you're right, Miles, it is great to see them moaning and then leaving with nothing. Makes a change, doesn't it? I think Blackburn Rovers at home was my favourite one.
And also, West Brom had a crap pink kit. Have a word. Seriously. Come on. You can't come out onto a football pitch wearing a flipping pink kit. Our away kit the other season, which was pink and blue. God almighty, I thought the white kit was bad, but that was even worse. So coming out.
Seen some strange kits this year.
Oh, my word. Pink. Come on. Christ almighty.
Vicky?
It's been a strange one, hasn't it, really? Just like Claudia was just, I suppose, alluding to in a way, that there's been more games where there's been parts of decent performances rather than whole games. And I was thinking as well that this has been a weird season, considering like we had that record like run of wins and things like that. But does it feel like as many sort of really like standout performances as in some of the previous seasons when we've like, I don't know, like games like the Fulham game and the Birmingham game and all those sorts of things? Just it feels a bit more like we've become more effective at just getting the job done as opposed to maybe like really good overall performances. So there's like pockets of moments maybe. So I think like Blackburn, like Claudia said, was a good game. That probably is nearest to the complete performance. I think like you got Oxford, like that first early on in the season at home, good performance. Like you've got the Stoke game, the Bobby Thomas goal right at the end. So there just seems to be like moments like that, but it's just difficult to pick. It's probably like the second half at Sunderland away, things like that. Like Oxford away, maybe that was a decent away performance. West Brom and Sunderland at home, and then I suppose like maybe Middlesbrough at home as well, just getting that job done under that amount of pressure. are not crumbling at that because we hadn't gone into that. We'd wavered a bit, hadn't we? And we were sort of almost trying to throw away our place in the playoff. But then when it came to getting the job done, no roundabout way, I really struggled to pick one game. So I'm going to go for the Middlesbrough game.
Okay, I'll probably agree with you there because I was going to say Middlesbrough at home because I thought, simple reason, after coming back from two or three horrible results away at Plymouth and Luton, we were really under pressure to turn it on against Middlesbrough, weren't we? We were really under pressure to get the job done. And I thought we did it no problem whatsoever. Middlesbrough didn't really cause us any issues, and I thought we played really well the whole match. I thought we deserved to win. So it was an important game, and I think we stood up and got counted at the time we needed to. Yeah. So that game stands out for me. Away from home, away from home as well. There's one at Oxford away I thought was vital that we won. Sakamoto's winning goal. It was an entertaining game as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So sort of end to end. And then we had a missed penalty, I think, in there as well, didn't we, from your friend Sims? So that was a good game. I enjoyed that.
You had to get that in, didn't you?
No, little dig.
You had to get that dig in there.
I just remember it. That's all. I just remember it.
It was a cracking goal, though. It was a cracking goal, wasn't it? Cracking goal from Sakamoto.
Sakamoto's goal was great, and
and
that put us on the road. Kept the run obviously going, and it was an important win for us. I thought at an important time of the season. So
two of our better good performances ended up in defeats. The Tottenham Cup match at home, which we should have won, and Norwich away. Two games where we played well, we ended up losing.
Tottenham at home.
Tottenham was a great performance at home.
Great performance, and then we just fell apart in the last couple of minutes. When Maddison and Son come on, didn't they?
Right, Kulusevski came on. I really like Kulusevski, and he came on and he made a big difference for them.
Yeah, and Sheaf came on for us and made no difference because he was injured still.
Made a difference giving the ball away.
Are we doing worse game? Are we doing worse game?
Yeah, we're going to do worst game as well. And we've got a few to pick for them, haven't we?
Hold on a minute.
Shouldn't be surprised on that one. But yeah, so and obviously West Brom at home was good. That was a great performance all around, and we always like beating the Baggies, don't we? So it's nice to any win against them is good. So they've had so many wins against us over the years, so it's always nice to beat them.
It's definitely been tough, hasn't it? That's for sure.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Again.
Do you want to comments again, Claudia?
Yeah, I'll get them up. Ryan Matthew J. Evening, guys. What is your thoughts on the potential signing of Kane Kessler-Hayden? A lot of Villa and Preston fans are raving about him.
Apparently he was Preston Player of the Season, and someone was saying, I don't know if that's true.
Okay.
I don't know much about him, to be honest, but be interested.
I've got to say, anybody involved with Villa at the minute is half decent, has to be said. They've got a good bunch of players there. Wherever we think of them as a club, they're decent players.
They can't be that good if they're out on loan.
Yeah, but they've got too many, haven't they? That's the trouble.
The team.
I mean, some of those Chelsea lads, they never actually played for Chelsea, did they? It's just like Ian Matson. Did he actually make an appearance for Chelsea? I don't know if he did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
I think he made a couple on the bench.
I think did Darbo make one in a cup match before he went out everywhere?
In a cup match, I think.
Yes, yeah.
Dabo was with Matty Godden the other night. Congratulations to Matty Godden.
There's a nice picture of them both, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We went to watch Godden in action.
Matty Godden going to Wembley 3 times on the trot.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, my daughter's boyfriend's very happy. So he's coming here tomorrow night. No doubt he'll tell me all about it.
Don't let him in.
Yeah, exactly. Oh dear. When I told Jess, I said, Charlton could be playing Cov next year. Yeah, she went, really? I thought they were rubbish. Yeah. But they've got to be favourites, surely. I'd like to see Charlton up there.
I would, to be fair. It'd be nice.
It'd be nice for Orient, because I know some people haven't been to their ground yet, but I just think Charlton, although some may not know it, were quite a big club back in the day. They had the biggest standing terrace in the whole league at one stage. Something like 40-odd thousand could stand on it all down one side, which is
they went bust, didn't they? I remember being at college in London, 89, and I used to get the train down and then get the train across to where I had to go, and the train went past their ground, and it was all overgrown. You could see the stands having weeds growing out the stands and everything. And you would when you went past on the train, you looked at it and you went, "Such a shame! What a waste!" And then, they built it back up, didn't they? So,
well, I'm sure over a couple of seasons, I had to go to Selhurst Park to see us play Crystal Palace, Charlton, and Wimbledon. You just felt like you were there every other week. And also, congratulations to Crystal Palace. That was
fantastic win for them.
Those fans felt like we did in '87. Which is it's incredible, and you can't help but get emotional even watching another club like that winning something like that against. The annoying thing is that could have been us last season. We know that because Man City were dreadful last year.
That's what I said in the Shepherd last night. I says that should have been us last season, and you think, oh, you bugger. But the other thing is, though, I mean, Pep Guardiola needs to wind his neck in, doesn't he? Because what on earth is he doing after the final whistle? Come on, mate. Seriously, show some respect for the team that has just beat you, and it's their first ever trophy. You don't go up arguing with the players. You need to sack him off, man. What an absolute numpty.
Sending off or not, then, the goalkeeper?
Right, then I'm going to ask you this one, because, that's happened to us a couple of times this season where the goalkeeper's been inside the box and he's grabbed the ball from outside the box and brought it in, and it's not classed as a handball. So is it handball, referee, over there in the top left-hand corner? Yeah,
to me it's handball. It's a red card all day long. He's deliberately put his hand. It doesn't matter where your feet are. He's handled the ball outside the box. So he's deliberately stopped a player from a goal-scoring opportunity there. That's a red card all day long.
Yeah, I couldn't believe he stayed on. I couldn't believe that at all.
So how come?
I don't know.
So how come then we haven't had it for us this season then? Because there's been a couple of occasions where the keepers grabbed the ball from outside the box and pulled it into the box.
I suppose if they pull it in, it's harder to. Sometimes, if it's quite close to the line and they pull it in, the ref might be like, "Was he over?" And that's quite hard to tell, isn't it? But because he's actually whacked that away, it never got into the box, did it? That makes it clearer that it. So I guess I don't know. That the potential difference is easier to tell what he's done.
The linemen and women are never up to scratch in the championship, are they? That's why they're not up to with play, so they never probably noticed. But for me, and when I seen it, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I wasn't watching the whole match because obviously I've seen the highlights, and I thought that's got to be a red card. I just couldn't believe.
Well, in fairness, Ken, in real time, I didn't spot he was outside the box. I just thought he got there in time because his feet was inside the box still, you see. So you just thought, I didn't even think he'd done it. But when you see the replay, you think, oh dear, he's well outside the box when he's done that.
The thing is, the VAR referees, they're from Australia. They probably thought they were watching Australian rules.
If you're doing lines for people who are offside for toenails and stuff like that, then surely they'd do a line, and you can still see his hands are outside the box.
Well, this is the thing. It wasn't given as a red because they deemed to say that he didn't actually stop him scoring a goal. You're saying it wasn't a goal, clear and cut goal scoring. So how was, going back a few weeks against Luton, how was Jay Da Silva sent off?
Because exactly what I thought. Exactly
30 yards from goal still.
Yes. So they've got to get the facts right. They've got to get a bit of consistency.
Did Man City get a free kick? Did Man City get a free kick for that? Because I didn't watch the whole game. I've only seen that.
No.
So surely the goal scored opportunity makes no difference. It's a handball. It's a handball, isn't it? Like, what is the massive?
Yeah, but the other thing is as well. And listen, I don't really like him that much, but Wayne Rooney, it's the first time he's ever spoke any sense. He says, "Get rid of VAR."
Well, the players could see, everybody watching, and the pundits, everybody could see it. that it was clearly a handball outside the bar, deliberate. It's not like it was accidentally. He's not
No,
rolled out and accidentally handled it. He's actually went out and touched the ball away from the player.
Yeah.
And Miles mentioned Guardiola not having a go at the player. Well, it's not his fault. He didn't.
No, it ain't his fault.
Exactly. He did what he had to do. It's up to everybody else to send him off.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Show some respect for the team that's just beat you. It's not the player's fault. What's the player meant to do? Go to the referee. Oh, sorry, ref, I did handball it. Oh, yeah, give me a red card.
I think the best bit of commentary was the little kid crying. He looked about 4 years old or something, or less than that probably. And the commentator says, Man City on a seems like a downward slope now. He says, but that poor lad doesn't know any different. It's lost to the final. I thought it was quite funny, that was.
I remember a goalkeeper coming out of the Cov game at Highfield Road, I think. I can't remember who it was. And he was sent off a handball outside the area. He come running out.
I think any other game, if that had been the Championship, it'd have gone off.
Yeah, I think without a doubt. And VAR is supposed to be there to assist the referee. What he should have done is said, if he wasn't sure, should have told the referee, who was Stuart Atwell, by the way.
I know.
Who refereed him so well against Middlesbrough.
Wow.
The Neaton guy, that's who the referee was. He should have told the referee to go over to the monitor, have a look at this. Do you think he was outside? Is it handball here? Have a second opinion, and then but they never even called him over, did they?
So basically, they've backed the referee because it's not a clear.
But again, though, have you seen where the linesman is?
Yeah,
he's about 5 yards behind the run of play. He ain't even in line with it. So even if the linesman was in line with that, he would have seen it as well.
Yeah,
and he weren't. He was 5 yards behind the play.
We won't talk about the goal in Scotland then, which was like a yard over the line. It was disallowed. It wasn't given.
Don't watch that, mate. It's rubbish.
Well, I caught it. I was flicking channels. I thought, oh, that's a goal, and they didn't give it. It was literally a yard, and even when the guy kicked it away, it landed on the line coming back out the goal, and it wasn't given.
They've got VAR in Scotland as well, haven't they? They've got VAR.
Bizarre. Yeah, but I think somebody scored down the other end, or something happened, or they got a penalty, and they were going, well, why didn't it go all the way back then to there? Because that was a goal before the penalty happened.
Talking about VAR, I think Frank Lampard would have loved VAR that time he scores for England in the World Cup. Was it World Cup game with the VAR?
Well, that's why they brought the goal on. They brought the goal on in technology in because of that.
Yeah.
What then?
Anyway, yeah.
Gibbo says, does the panel think if we sell more or less season tickets next season? I reckon we'll slightly more. I think we'll do record season tickets. I do. I'm convinced we will. Phil Bevan says, hi everyone. Thank you for keeping us all entertained and a great show. Brian Tully says, the Sante goal on CWR between Clive and Oggy went from 70 to 65 yards to 40 yards over the course of 10 minutes discussion.
Yeah, it did. Oggy said it's 70 yards or something. I think it was 45 yards, wasn't it? I think.
Lee Beckett's gone for Hamer's free kick at Bramall Lane, the best goal in the whole match. Well, I was going to say the best team performance at our place was Leeds United, wasn't it?
Cheers, Lee.
Colin Bramfield would like to say thanks to you all. I'd like to say thanks to you all this season. Your shows have been brilliant. Roll on next season. We're going to continue during the summer with stuff.
Yes. And Vicky, you asked a question the other night for the people watching.
I did.
Go on then. What was it?
The question was there any topics or site that they would like us to cover, like particular shows
through the summer?
Yeah.
And if you just want to come on and guest as well, tell us about your Sky Blue journey.
Yeah. Why not?
Welcome.
Get in touch. skybluefans@gmail.com.
Yes, we're going to have our friend from America on in a couple of weeks, hopefully, once we get up and running the summer shows.
Well, how'd you write?
Old Jono, who's
hey, that was good on TikTok. That was.
I know.
When you went, is Italian? You went, is Italian? And I went, oh, here we go. And he looks down at me. The way he did it with his face in the middle was like, oh my word.
It's great. He can spread the word. It can be like, it can be one of our apostles, can't he? It'd be like St. Peter spreading the word across to the USA about Coventry City. You've like the Pied Piper, all these little city fans, a bit like what's his name in is it Uganda with his all those kids he's got. Ronald, fantastic that is, isn't it? The photographs over there now, absolutely amazing. All those city kids, city fans in Uganda, fantastic. Hopefully, we might get a couple of decent players out of them. That'd be good, wouldn't it? You never know.
Why do the network? It's all good, isn't it?
They should use him as a scout. Mostly, it'd probably come cheap as well. Mostly love of music. I'm feeling positive about the summer and our prospects for next season regarding goalkeepers. I'd be happy to stick with Wilson until Dovin is fit again. Recruiting an elite striker is priority. I'll tell you what, I think that wouldn't be a bad shout. If he's going to be fit after Christmas, spend the money elsewhere unless we get a loan keeper in. Unless Collins goes, of course, we don't know, do we? Who knows is the question. Mark Rainbow, the player I'm looking forward to seeing the most next season is Mason Clark. His journey has only just begun, and Radoni, the way he's going to the Prem with or without us. You just want another season like that from Radoni, don't you? Because sometimes it doesn't happen, does it?
You know what's going to happen, don't you? Sheffield United go up buy him, aren't they?
Doug Bowden, if we can get close to 30,000 every home game with that noise behind the players, there's no reason why we can't make it Fortress CBS, where away teams will be fearful of coming to. I think Jim Brown said we finished 1 point behind 86-87 in terms of home performances. So that's some achievement.
I think we should make the away end smaller.
By another block. It's getting...
Is it the minimum they have to give, though? I don't know if there is. Is there a minimum ticket?
Well, Sunderland don't seem to be bothered, do they?
No, then 2.5. I don't know.
Bollocks.
It's a percentage of your ground, isn't it? I think. Is that right?
Yeah.
Percentage of, yeah.
I know there is in the FA Cup, but
don't care.
I'm not sure about the league, how we stand in the league games.
Make it smaller.
Wayne, what we need to fix is the amount of players who just cannot seem to play well away from home. Far too many of them this season. I think, at some stage, sometimes it was a whole team, not just one or two. Which over some frustrating part is it looks like we have to bring in a whole new forward line plus 2 or 3 others. Surely this team is in its second year, should have been maturing at just 1 or 2 to enhance the squad. I think... I would not be surprised if nobody goes from the front line. And I seriously think we need to improve defensively as a team because, as Vicky says, we're in the top 3 of the top 12, weren't we?
So
yeah, only 2 teams have scored more than us.
Yeah, so
basically... You're saying bring no forward in at all then? No forwards?
Well, I think we need to sort of defence out. Because they're the ones who concede the goals. As a team, we score goals. That's not a problem. Even last season, that wasn't a problem. But we let in too many goals. And we at some point, we always switch off at the back. It doesn't matter who's playing. That corner, you've got to look at your defenders. Forget the forwards in the box and midfielders. The defence has to take control of that. Somebody needs to be leading the pack there.
Yeah, because if you look at Sheffield United, they only scored one. They scored 63 and we scored 64, but we conceded 22 more goals than them, and they sat in 3rd and we sat in 5th. And as it turned out, we'd have both been in the playoffs anyway. But obviously they were pushing for 2nd, and that could have been us pushing for 2nd if we hadn't been conceding goals and giving away silly points all season. That's the end of the pitch that's killing us, really.
Yeah. Because there's plenty of games this season we let in late goals. As well as scoring late goals, we let in plenty of late goals this season, which cost us points.
Yeah.
Mark Reed, it's tough having heartbreak 3 seasons in a row, but better that than mid-table mediocrity or worse. Gibbo, players I'd like to see. Josh Sargent, Carlton Morris, Walter Berger, and a quality CB. Can see MVE, Sheaf Sims, and possibly Wright leaving.
I hope we don't sign Carlton Morris.
I mean, it's a weird one. There's a lot of people shouting for him, but like he's old and he's not had a particularly good season. In fact, he's only really ever had one like high scoring season, and just I don't know, like a few seasons ago maybe, but I don't think he's a player to take us to where we need to be. It's a weird one.
No. Josh Sargent all day long.
Yeah,
definitely.
Cameron Archer's who I'd have if I could sign anybody.
Oh yeah, Cameron Archer. Yeah.
I see now.
But Southampton bought him for 15 million, so we can't really afford him now. So that's who I'd have if I could have anybody.
Dawn Cook. Apparently, the players don't have as long as this summer as FL wants them fit for pre-season. They'll only have a few weeks and they're back in training, so fingers crossed we'll start well this time.
Yeah, it's important we start well because the last few seasons we've been so slow, haven't we?
The thing is, when you get to the playoff final, like already other clubs are resting now. The players are getting their rest in now, aren't they? You got that whole week, 10 days where it is. You got the final. If you get through, then they have their break. You're almost like a month behind of the the rest period. Then you start building it up.
Well, that was the trouble, wasn't it? When we lost to Luton, and the next season, like that was part of the problem. I think the next season, like whereas this season, I guess if you're not going up, just going now, and we can start resting now and getting ready for next season already is better, isn't it? Like
you know you're on about a fast start. You watch first 5 games: Leicester, Southampton, Ipswich, Wrexham, Birmingham.
Do you reckon Ryan Reynolds will come over? I'm very excited about that prospect.
You just know we're going to get the first game, don't you?
I'm getting dressed up as Deadpool for that one.
Everyone does that.
I know. All right. Yeah, but no one's going to look like I will look like dressed up as Deadpool. That's for sure. It'd be more like Rancid Paul. You talk about the start of the season. This is what disappointed me this season. When you look at the start of the season: Stoke, Oxford, Bristol, Norwich, Watford, Swansea. Those games up until we had Leeds away, we should have had a flying start this season. I think they were a good start to the season in terms of fixtures. Then after Leeds, you had Blackburn and Sheffield Wednesday, and then of course we got Preston. Then after that, but I was really confident we'd win at least 7 matches to start the season when I looked at those fixtures. Total opposite. So from my 21 points, we got 5. There you go.
Yeah, it's poor, isn't it? Poor.
It is. So I can see why Doug was pulling his hair out. You know, Glenn Watkin, SA, still torn emotionally after Tuesday's game. A sense of pride on a great performance from the team that deserved more, but also a frustration that we failed again in a big game for 3rd season in a row. Why no Sims? What on earth were we doing marking-wise for the goal by Sunderland? Why was Wright so poor? But how good was EMC and Tats plus De Silva? And Sunderland only went through due to our mistakes. I just feel we lack a win at all costs mentality in big games. Sunderland, to be continued, no doubt. I know. I think the rest is filled in somewhere.
No, I'll probably agree with what he said then, really, to be honest.
Yeah, we agree, Glenn. Well, you're right. And everything he says right, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, De Silva's playing like someone's changed the batteries, haven't they?
Yeah. That's it. I mean, I think I've been saying we needed to look for a left back, but he's turned into like a new player in recent weeks, and you just like I don't know.
Yeah. Marky Boy says, "Thanks for all the time and commitment the panel has put in. Yet another successful season of shows."
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Don't forget, later on in the show, we got the winners of the Player of the Season to come up, and you might win next season's shirt.
Yeah, and hopefully it'll be out a bit earlier than last season's one.
Marky Boy, yes, we will be doing at least once a week. We'll do something.
Yeah, we
We're
are.
just-
We're going to do it.
We're just undecided which day yet. So it's either going to be Thursday or Sunday. Well, I suppose, what would people prefer, Thursday or Sunday?
Yeah. And if you want to come on the show and tell us your story, like Claudio said, and also like Vicky asked, if you want any subjects for us to talk about, let us know. Give us an email, skybluefanstv@gmail.com.
Mark Cunningham says, not the season ending we wanted, but crikey, what a ride it has been. It's not boring anymore, is it, being a Cov fan? The last 8 years, it's lovely, isn't it?
8 years, yeah.
It is, isn't it? You got
Yeah.
imagine being Swansea. What are you going to talk about every season? Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
Imagine being a Preston fan. What you got to look forward to? Crap floodlights all season.
Yeah,
Well, at least they had a relegation scare this season, so they've got something a bit different to talk about rather than just like mid-table average.
That's true.
I mean, it's funny, isn't it? Because as a club, throughout our history, it's been very much up and down. There's stuff been happening.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say pretty much all the time, but even when we got relegated 20 odd years ago, we had the whole escalation of the club. And if we were doing this 20 years ago, it would have been chaos on the comments, especially when, all the moving the ground and all that sort, leaving CBS and Northampton. And because, it had been absolute mayhem with the opinions. Peter Doolan. Good evening, all. Just to say, I've really enjoyed the show this season. I would like to say thanks to all the effort it goes to make the shows like this. Thank you.
Thank you. Couldn't do it without them watching. That's for sure.
No.
I mean,
And don't forget to like and subscribe as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got other things in the pipeline as well, which is, once I get my arse in gear, they're going to be really good, really, really good. Scott Brownsword, hello lads, plus Vicky. Thanks for a great podcast throughout the season. Let's hope next season we are pushing for automatics next season.
Oh, you imagine if we were pushing for automatics.
Oh dear. The shows wouldn't be long enough.
We'd have to go 3 hours. We'll have to start having adverts.
If they'd be that long, Jonah from the US could take over with the time difference, couldn't he?
Yeah.
So Glenn Watkin, I think maybe this was the carry on from Wright and Sims both had injuries in pre-season, so that hampered them. Wright hardly had a summer off playing in the World Cup qualifying, World Cup finals, Copa America, CONCACAF Nations League as well. Good point. Another good point, Glenn.
Have you watched that CONCACAF thing?
Yeah.
Is it like the Nations League? Sort of?
Yeah, have you ever watched it?
Well, it's their qualifier for the World Cup. I know, but the problem is there the heat as well. Most of them are playing in.
Yeah, but it's poor. We could even beat some of them teams.
Like Guatemala
we could beat USA.
Like this is in this for, or this is in Coventry City.
Coventry City. Coventry City. Cov City could beat the USA.
I thought you meant us for. Like we're going to rock up and.
Well, yeah, we could do it. Yeah. Hey, if you ever want that moment, like he calls it a batch, if you ever want that moment, we could always have a charity match, couldn't we? Wear our Cov kits, go on the CBS pitch, and we could all reenact that moment.
Obviously, I'll be playing up front. What position you be playing, Miles?
I'll play right wing.
Oh, right wing. So, Vicky?
Attacking midfielder.
Oh, Ken? Sub?
Patterson was sub when he came on.
Yeah. So where did you used to play?
I used to play at the back, centre half or right back or left back either.
That's good because you can ref the game as well. So that's that'd be good. Off from
Make it
Mercia.
happen. Let's make it happen. If anyone in here is from the CBS and want us to do a charity match for the crack, let's make it happen. I'll last about 3 minutes because of my COPD. Let's get VAR involved and goal line technology.
Off from Mercia. It's also worth noting respected City strikers like Mick Sheffrey, Adebola and John never got us into the playoffs. It was all a collective this year, but we need a much better start in autumn.
Yeah, it's very true.
Paul
I was
Stratton.
thinking that the other day, actually. It's a bit strange, isn't it? We've got a squad of players who, so some of this squad have got us to the first playoff because you've got people like Eccles and Bidwell and Sheaf that were around there. And then virtually all of this squad have then got us to an FA Cup semi-final and another playoff semi-final. And you just think that's a good 3 years worth of success for most of these players, and they're still getting quite a lot of stick, and we want lots of them to go. And sorry, I missed the name of the comment there, but whoever that was, you got players in the past that we talk about fondly that there's much less that don't. It's a weird thing. I don't know. But
And last week I said this division, you got the top three. I mean, by rights, Sheffield United should win on Saturday. Then you got Sunderland, and then us. We're only 7 points behind Sunderland. We are the second best team in the proper championship, as far as I'm concerned.
And those players have achieved that, haven't they, as a team? So,
and it's a competitive division. Sometimes we say, "Oh, it's really rubbish, isn't it?" What? Because we're fifth, it's really rubbish. I don't get that.
I think it's a great league. I think just some of the teams that we have to play is rubbish. That's all. So do you think then, because we had that success of making the playoffs, we got to the semi-finals of the FA Cup, that some fans think that this season really has been a letdown because we didn't make the playoff final because of the expectation that the club put on when they're advertising the season tickets? You remember the video?
Yeah.
Do you reckon it was that expectation that has made people think, oh, well, Sims has been crap. White's been crap. We haven't achieved what we should have achieved. It's just been rubbish, and we should have got to the playoff final.
People thought promotion was a foregone conclusion, maybe. Anything else was, that's a valid point. Yeah,
I think it stems from being let down the first 2 or 3 months of the season, and it's almost like a hangover. Can't get rid of it. It's like, don't matter what happened afterwards, you're still thinking about what could have happened because of the first 2 or 3 months. And really, what we did, with all neutrals, you hear them on reading about in papers and social media, on the telly, just saying we're a fantastic turnaround. And it was.
Yeah.
It was. Nation Radio, Coventry says, evening Nation Radio. Tony, yeah, sorry, slipped my mind then. Oh dear. Graham Cockrell says, just to let you know, Matty Godden played 43 games, 19 goals. Should we get him back? I still miss his contribution. No, is the answer to that from me.
Yeah, I think we've moved on since then, haven't we? So although he was a great player for us, we've got to move on. Simple as that. And
is enjoying life is the main man, isn't he? That's the difference. Is it Charlton playing up front? You're the main. When you're the main man, it feels great, and I think that's where these goals come from. He can't be doing bit playing at Coventry City. It wasn't never going to work for him, was it?
And that's what he said when we had him on here. If you haven't already watched the show, please go back and watch it. It's fantastic. You can find it on YouTube or Spotify. But when you look back at his career with us, it was brilliant. And he said to us, didn't he, that he would have been third best. He would have been third on the team sheet behind Hadji Wright and Ellis Sims. He wants to play football. He wants to get to his, more goals. He wants to get to his goal, his achievement that he wanted to get to. And he did it for him, and he didn't want to leave on sour grapes. So he moved there to carry on playing first team football week in, week out, and to get a bigger goal tally. He didn't want to be third in line to start a game.
Which is fair play to him, because a lot of players are just happy to sit there and take the money, aren't they?
Yeah, look at Waghorn. Look at
Yeah.
Martin Waghorn. He came to us, scored 2 goals in, 3 seasons, wasn't it?
Tyler Walker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to respect that, don't you, players? That, like, it's like Fads, isn't it? He moved on to get football again, and like the people like Godden and Fads would have been great as part of our squad, and so it's sad that they moved on, but they were never going to be the first 11, and you have to respect their choice to go and play regular football, because, like you said, too many people don't do that. So yeah.
And you'd be sitting here then saying, "Oh, what's Godden doing? He's sat on the bench."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that isn't what Godden wanted. Godden wanted to achieve more things, and he's done what he's had to do, and he did great for us. We know that he did absolutely brilliant for us. Claudio, have you bought a new picture from the club shop?
Where? What?
Behind you.
Oh no, that's that 87 autograph photo thing that someone gave to me.
Oh, I remember them. Yeah, that picture. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Nice.
Who gave you that?
An old school friend of mine. Her dad was the town crier in Leamington and a magician.
So you had friends at school?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's funny. I went to her birthday party. She got a photograph from when she was about 8 or 9, and they're all girls apart from me. And I'm stood at the back of the room looking a bit solemn. And she put it on Facebook, and I put, "Oh, look at me working the room at the age of 9." And she went, "You're not doing very well."
You Italian stallion, you.
I've known her years, Julie, and she's got me. Yeah, she's got me plates and all sorts from the boardroom from when we left Highfield Road. She keeps finding stuff in her mum's attic, apparently, so and keeps giving it to me. So that's great.
Brilliant.
Shall we just go quickly before we go on to best players and player of the season and stuff? What's your worst game then? The worst game of the season. We've got quite a few to pick from. Just pick a couple then, Miles. A couple of the worst games of the season that stand out for you.
Portsmouth.
Well, that's number 1, yeah. Any more? There's a few.
Plymouth.
Portsmouth and Plymouth. Okay.
Portsmouth, Plymouth. Home and away.
Yeah, either.
Oh, Leeds.
Leeds
Burnley. The mistake. Yeah, and away. Leeds home and away. Burnley.
Well,
Sheffield United away. Oh man, carry on. Just I could give you our away performance. I'd have. Yeah, it wasn't great, was it? Our away performance. Cardiff. Christ Almighty, Cardiff. Just blimey, seriously, you just can't take your hat off, can you?
No,
really?
There's a few to be fair. Claudio, anybody that sticks out in your mind? Away, I presume away.
Every single one he went to. Every single away game he went to, because we never won.
I saw us win at Millwall.
Oh wow!
I think the away performances I'm not going to bother with, because this season we have not been great away from home at all, really.
No, because I was with you the night we played West Brom.
Yeah, and we weren't that bad, were we? We just couldn't finish, if you remember.
No. But
Whole City away.
away.
Well, Derby was chronic.
Oh, Derby, yeah.
But that's the home game, because the Derby home game was a nail in the coffin for Mark Robbins for me. That was it, wasn't it? We left there. Yeah. I remember being in the car with my son, and we sat outside the house, and I went, "I think he's gone in the morning." So I can't see him. I can't see him being here, because it can't carry on. And the Sheffield Wednesday at home, because Sheffield Wednesday, to lose them at home was just, and the way we lost as well, just poor. And that's how we've changed. The season turned around. You can see the difference.
Look at all those points we threw away. We could have won the league.
Right. Seriously, if we'd have had the same form, you laugh about it, but we were the third best team form-wise after Christmas. Yeah, we would have been up there. We were better than Sheffield United after Christmas, form-wise. That's how far we had to come to get anywhere near the playoffs. So, but that derby at home, in fact, derby home and away, just dreadful.
Home and away is a nightmare.
Just dreadful.
Yeah.
Too
many players well below par.
Yeah, we never got going. Even Hull away wasn't that bad, was it? We should have won it.
No.
Late goal again.
I know we got beat at Luton, but we did defend under the circumstances because we had a player sent off. We defended really well in that game, so I wouldn't really put that one as a bad performance. No. I thought we did okay. The referee's performance was bad that game, not the team.
Derby home and away, they're the killer ones for me.
Yeah, I miss Derby.
Vicky, any stand out for you?
Yeah, it's the Bristol City away game was what night in the league, because I suppose if there's anything, it was a disappointment of that performance, because we'd lost to Stoke, which was frustrating, and then we'd obviously beat Oxford and then beat Bristol in the cup, I think, by that point. And then we went in the league game, and you're thinking, we're going to turn up and sort of kickstart our season. And that first half was just so lethargic. So that always stands out as a sort of bad performance this season. I've been lucky that I've actually missed a couple of the really worst ones by being away. So I missed the Derby home game because I was on holiday, and I also missed the Portsmouth away game because I was away. So I've actually done quite well to miss two of probably what were the worst game this season. But Norwich away was a weird one because a lot of the game was really positive, but I was also, it's one of the angriest I've been at the end of a game about how we effectively threw that away. So that's a weird one for me. I think, and then there's just, I guess, like Burnley away, just felt like we didn't even compete there. Derby away, didn't think we could. There's some games like that where we didn't even compete, and that's like frustrating. I can accept that sometimes like the team might be better and they might beat us. I think, but the games where we just didn't even turn up, they're just frustrating, aren't they?
Yeah. Stoke away, the first game of the season disappointed me. Because you're all up for the new season, you think, great, let's get it going. And Mark Robbins was our manager at the time, obviously. And they beat us, they turned us over, and we just didn't perform, did we?
Well, because we had that sort of pre-season where we beat Everton, hadn't we? We were all like, oh, this is great. We and that's why we were all predicting like promotion, because we were all like really like positive, and then it just sort of fizzled out a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah. And why is it when we have a poor performance away from home, when you leave, you have to walk through the home fans every time? You know what I mean? It's like, and they give it to you big time, don't they? Stoke was terrible walking. It's like a half a mile walk to the coaches, and all the way there, just taking the mick out, twist and shout and all that. It's
that was their only home win for a while, weren't it? When they beat us, they were down near the bottom, weren't they? And eventually got rid of their manager, as we all know.
Yeah.
So that was disappointing. It was a disappointing start to the season, wasn't it? Really, and we need to pick up a lot better away from home, definitely, if we're going to improve for next year. We're going to come out all guns blazing, as they say. Okay, you're going to go back to more comments before we go to get rid of. There's quite a few in there, so.
Don Cook, God, thank you. I hate this time of year when our fans come out with so much shit. So much, often he said it then, so much doo-doo over who's coming in and who's leaving. She's trying to catch me out there, Dawn, isn't she? It's laughable. Give it a rest. We have months before the start of the season. I'm already bored of it.
We should be bored in a minute when we're talking about who we want to get rid of. Sorry, Dawn, we're going to bore you in a minute.
3.
More comments on.
Get 3 or 5 new additions in. Have a good start. No reason why we can't do what Ipswich did and get Autos. Rodoni player of the season. We need to keep him. Scott Brownsword says Sims not going anywhere. He's just out. He's just put out on Instagram. He's disappointed with this season overall. Wished he contributed a bit more. Mark Cunningham says, just want to say you guys have been great again this season. Skyby Fancy V is a damn good show. Well done to all. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Keno Tomo.
Good evening.
FL will work on midfield. Our goals will come from there, and anything from the strikers is a bonus. Cam. I don't think I've seen a Cam before on here. Cam, DK needs to put his loan phobias away. If Callum Doyle is sent out on loan again, get him with a view to buying at the end of the season. I think that's an option we have to look, not Callum Doyle himself, but I mean some loans.
Yeah.
He was excellent for us, I thought, Callum Doyle.
Yeah, it's great trying to be, come on, we want all our own players, but, we could have done with a couple, couldn't we, at the turn of the year?
That's what the loan market's there for. It's supposed to help you.
Callum Doyle said he wants a move, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, let's see then. Graham Cockrell, we need a defence like Burnley next season. Might not be as attractive, but points count. Sean says, Sargent to the Sky Blues. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Steve Epsey. A good season and a little unlucky not to make the playoff final. Progressing next season has to mean automatic promotion. Ooh. Or a win in the playoff final. That's still progression, isn't it? But
yeah, we've got to get through the playoffs again, though. It's a nightmare.
I must admit, I didn't
away again midweek. Come on.
I was just thinking, it saved me a fortune not going to Wembley next weekend.
Well, yeah.
And it's my birthday as well.
Saved a few people a bit of money, but
Yeah.
You lot are tight.
Dave Beecraft, I'm curious about Raphael. That's true. Forgotten man. We've seen nothing of him, so it's hard to make a judgment. Will he be brought through next season, developed, or is he not up to standard? Curious to see what happens.
Strange player he was, because he got fit, didn't he? And then he never sort of got involved at all.
Well, there's all sorts of rumours that he didn't have a visa or something, but I don't know if that's true. It just could be made up. Most rumours are made up, aren't they, after all?
Yeah.
That's the nature of the rumour. Yeah. Lee Dan, Doug King don't like news leaking out, so all these rumours are rubbish. There you go, Lee Dan. Until the players are here, I believe Van, HR, Sheaf, Rodoni will stay for one more crack at it. If we keep them all and add, we're strong. Has Ben got one more year? Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he has, yeah. Who's HR? Harry Roberts. Does he mean JR?
Probably JR.
What does he mean?
Unless
it HW?
Yeah.
HW.
Some fans are unreal. They want the best players, but moan like hell if the prices go up. Not prepared to do their bit. Yeah. Colin Bramfield, I sit in block 19, got £500 deal, works out $21.70 a game. It's a bargain. It's an absolute bargain.
That's
prices are guaranteed, aren't they?
All I say is this: the season we got relegated from the Premier League, my season ticket was £400. It's now 440. So there you go. So it must have been really expensive back in 2001 compared to now, if you look at inflation and the rest of it. Yeah, so
how much more enjoyable it is now.
Oh God, yeah. I still have nightmares that last game against Bradford City, that 0-0. Just the worst game of football I've ever seen in my entire life, I think. Two teams already relegated, playing desperate football, and we still couldn't beat them at home.
Yeah.
Just awful end to the season that was. Wayne goes.
Dawn in the comments, she when we got relegated at Villa Park, she got a photo taken by a photographer crying, and it was on the back of the Sun.
And do you remember Richardson coming out saying we're going to have fun in the it'll be fun in the Championship?
Yeah, and then on Monday morning, all the players got sold.
Yeah, we're not going to sell anyone, and he sold Hartson straight away, didn't he? Pretty much
sold all of them.
Yeah, everybody went, didn't they?
I'm sure he said he was prepared to stay, but no.
So he said everyone was staying.
Yeah,
dickhead.
Yeah. Wayne goes, the season ticket prices are fantastic value for money. If people think they're expensive now, I wonder what they think if we get promoted. All I can say is Sheffield Wednesday between £600 and £700, and the areas we pay £400 and £500.
Yeah, but if we get promoted, mine will be free anyway.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
Yeah, we've got another 2 years on that deal, haven't we?
Yeah, another 2 years. You watch you do it in the 6th year.
I was going to say that. He might do double or quits. Wilson, season ticket prices are amazing. I don't live close enough to get one. So when I come up with the 2 boys, it cost me close to £80 for 3 of us, £37 an adult. So season ticket's definitely worth the money.
Yeah. Rob's my cousin.
I'll tell you, Rob, it might still be worth you getting a season ticket, because if they do the ticket exchange next season,
just exchange the ticket. Yeah.
It might be worth it. So I think these are some of the performances. Paul Stratton says Stoke is a standout because of what it meant. Wayne Littlewood, of course, the 3-2, I think you mean. Wayne says, forget it, Sunderland with the Hadji hat-trick was our best team performance. Lee Beckett says, talking of season tickets, will Doug put a cap on a number of seats for season ticket sales? I think we said this before, you can't, because if you get a cup game, you have to give a percentage, at least a minimum of 2,000 or 2.5, whatever it is, which means, well, no, it's more than that, isn't it? For the FA Cup, it's 10%. So that kind of, yes, you got to leave enough room for the people who've got season tickets to move out of their seats and sit somewhere else. That's the issue. Lee Dan, I envisage 25,000 season tickets, 25, 26 season. If we go up, they'll be close to maximum season tickets. Wayne Brewerton, Stoke and West Brom games on the up. Sheffield United at home was best game. Trevor Merriman, best game Sunderland at home in the league. Worst game Portsmouth away. Lee Beckett has gone for West Brom and Sunderland. And Finn says Cov Sunderland. And worst, Lee Beckett.
Pompey away.
Lee Was says, I mean, you get hands down. Can we do a vote for the worst kit, the white one? Okay, that's that. What next subject?
Well, that kit and the League One season when we got relegated was the worst kit. That was white as well.
We don't do well in white, do we? It wasn't that season when we didn't win an away game all season. We wore white that season as well, didn't we? We just need to banish white forever.
The thought was good about the white kit, but it didn't look right, did it? That shadow effect was poor, I thought.
It should have been like the Ribeiro kit, shouldn't it? It should have had an outline around it.
Yeah, some sort of design. You know it was too plain, wasn't it? Too plain.
Yeah.
It's just like it looked like it's been washed about 1,000 times. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
Mine's arrived and it's still in the bag. It's never coming out. So
crucial MBTS. I hear Palace are in for Sakamoto. To be honest, he would be an excellent fit for Palace. Would hate to see him go though.
He's not going anywhere. I'm not losing another player.
I'm not sure he's got the physical attributes of playing that with that Palace team, because they're massive, aren't they? They're all big lads in that team, athletic and strong.
Who's that striker?
That's how you play a striker.
Oh, he's brilliant.
Yeah, you got to. That's it. That's what I'm saying. Playing on your own up front, exactly what he does. That's why he's in the Premier League.
Yeah, bossed them off the ball. That's the sort of striker you want. Come on, Sims. That's how you got to be.
Mark Rainbow, this season's shirt ranking 1, black, third kit. 2nd is the home shirt. I've really warmed to this shirt. 3rd is the navy limited shirt, and long way behind the 4th one. Yeah, because they quickly brought out the black one, didn't they? When they realised we weren't selling.
Oh yeah. When the white one weren't selling, that's what we said, didn't we? We said that's come out quick.
Outsold it, didn't it? Outsold it.
James Locke, High Hope, had a great Sunday. My favourite moment, Bassett Wink, class. Yes.
Oh, the Winker game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, against Sheffield United. Brilliant.
Mark Rainbow says the worst game was easy. Portsmouth away, we cocked that up from the winning position, and Norman should have got a second. Yes. Graham Cockrell, yeah, we will actually.
What?
Yes, David Bruce got the PFA award for it's a lifetime achievement award, is it?
Yeah, we said that the week, didn't we? Yeah,
I think we did. Yeah, he's and well deserved. Well deserved. A lot of people have fallen by the wayside, and he's still doing the job, isn't he? He's still there.
I think Anne Join has joined us too late because we've already said this.
Yeah, not Cov related, but we all relate to exactly Palace beating
in the comments.
not
It's
so
just
mighty Man City in the FA Cup
I've
final.
seen it on there. I've seen that. I did see it quite a while ago, and I think Cloud is slightly behind. That's all.
Yeah,
Slightly.
He's way behind. He's way behind. He's 50 minutes behind with the comments. That's how slow he is.
That's not my fault. You not keep yakking. Gibbo, the worst game.
That makes the change.
Dreadful performance. Made my debut appearance on Sky Blue Fans TV. I hope you don't think it was my fault. Wow.
I did see in this comment come up. Who gets the Winner of the Year award? For me, it has to be Chris Wilder, followed closely by Wayne Littlewood.
I'll do it the other way round. Hi, Gordon. I'll do it the other way round. Wayne Littlewood first, then Chris Wilder.
So what's the next subject?
Okay, we're going to talk about your best players at the season. Who's impressed you in the squad? And would you keep them? Or on the ones that haven't impressed you, would you get rid of them, basically? Brilliant. So we'll start with Miles.
Brilliant.
Right. I know you're going to say Rodoni to start with.
No, so I'm starting with players to let go. Are you ready?
Come on, then, players to go. Players you don't want to see playing next season, then.
Right, you ready for this?
Come on.
Okay. Collins, Burrows, Allen, Eccles, De Silva, Bidwell, Latibode, and I love Bidwell. You know how much I love Bidwell. Latibodier, Rodriguez, sorry Vic, Sims. Yeah, they've all got to go.
You got Bidwell on there. Why?
Yeah, no, I love Bidwell. I love him. I just think we need something a bit more pacey. De Silva. Did I say De Silva? De Silva's too small. Forget it. Do you remember? Kelly Evans brothers. We had them in our team, and Mark Robbins got rid of them and that because they were too small. And Bidwell knows how much I love him. He's a great bloke. He's been a great servant to us, but I just think we need something stronger. And I know he gives it 110% every game he plays. I think he's had 2 bad games this season, unfortunately. But yeah, I think it's time. It was a change. Collins definitely got to go. I said it 2 seasons ago when I seen him in Exeter. I said he's no good. As soon as he was kicking a ball in warm-up, I went, he ain't no good. Burrows ain't kicked a ball for us, so he's got to go. Free up some money. Rodriguez, well, we haven't seen him, so he needs to go. Allen, if he does get an extension on his contract, it's probably only going to be so if someone comes to buy him, we get a bit of money for him. Eccles, he's another one who's been a great servant, but I think there's players, like I said earlier on, Torp is way above him and Allen.
Well, he's on a new deal, and Eccles. He's here for a couple more years.
Yeah, but that's 4-year deal he signed again. But that'd be down to someone buying him. He'll probably go to Stoke with Mark, won't he? Latibodier, I love him because he's our Jamaican international, but again, too slow, not confident enough, got an error in him. That's what I think needs to go. To be honest.
Interesting.
Players, I think, you want my best players now? So my best players. So obviously Jack Rodoni. Obviously Tatsu. Fantastic. Yeah. I love him. He's just brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. I can't say enough about Tatsu. He just brings so much magic to the football pitch. You know, when he's on his game, he's just brilliant. And you look at him last Tuesday against Sunderland, he was everywhere, and he was man of the match for me. Torp, until he got injured, was superb. I thought he was one of the players that was becoming one of the most improved players alongside Jack. I thought he was becoming a real threat in the team. He was becoming a real good player. Dovin, and apart from his injury, bless him, was becoming a great goalkeeper. You know, we at the beginning of the season, a lot of people saying, "Oh no, Dovin's in goal," but then all of a sudden, when he's out, we're all going, "Oh, where's Dovin? We need him." Signing of the last 12 months, Matty Grimes. Well, last 6 months, because we only signed one player. But I would say the signing in the Championship, in the whole of the teams, I think Matty Grimes, brilliant signing. Brilliant. Absolutely.
He certainly made a difference, didn't he?
Yeah, he's been fantastic, hasn't he? So yeah, there you go.
Okay, interesting. Claudia, have you got a big long list as well?
I thought Miles never going to stop. We've got no squad left now.
Hey, Wrexham have got rid of 8 players.
Well, I'm just going to say my list is not too dissimilar. I've got Collins, Bidwell, Allen, Latty, Eccles, Patterson, Burrows, Howley, Raphael, and one out of Asante, Wright, and Sims, because we've got to get some money from somewhere. We're only going to get about 4.5 million from Yokeres deal now. The money's gone that far down. I've put on socials, I'm just baffled that United paid 72 million for Hoyland. Why couldn't they just bought Yokeres at the same instead of him? Because bizarrely, Wright and Sims' record in front of goal is way better than Hoyland in his career, even when he's been playing in like wherever he's been playing in, I don't know, Austria and whatever he was playing before. So I think we need to shift out players who aren't really going to impact the squad. They're not impact players at all, are they? They're just making up numbers, some of these players. And it depends how we're getting into the playoffs. We want to get further, basically. And I think we need stronger players in. But we need cash to do it.
You haven't got Binks on your list?
No, I quite like Binks. Although we do need defenders.
One of the highest earners at the club.
Allegedly. I don't know if people know these things, but I think that's where I'd stay with those players. And of course, then you got to bring people in. We still need, someone would have to come in for Latty, obviously. That's why I'm not getting rid of Binks. We need strength down the left-hand side in terms of left backs if he's going to play 4-3-3. And I think we need somebody new up front. I'm not sure Hadji or Ellis or Asante can do that role on their own up front the way Frank wants them to play. And I think they all look like strikers who need to play with another striker. And I don't think they can do the role. They can't, like we talked about Matete. That's the sort of striker you need, those sort of qualities. I'm not saying they're bad players. I just don't think they fit the role that Frank Lampard wants them to play.
Okay. Who's impressed you then this season?
Who's impressed me? Oh, obviously Jack Rodoni. Grimes was exactly what I thought he'd be like when he came in. First few touches, I thought, he's decent. Like Victor Torp, he slowly started to improve again, didn't he? And I mean, overall, Sakamoto is ridiculously such a good player. The work rate is phenomenal. You know, he doesn't get it always right, but my word, just the work rate makes up for it. And I'm trying to think who else. I mean, Sheaf's had an off. Oh yeah, of course, EMC. The trouble is, he needs the whole season now, doesn't he? Because he's been unfortunate with injuries. It'd be nice, wouldn't it, if we have just one season where key players don't get injured. It's never the duffers, is it? It's always the decent ones. You know, it's every season. Every
time for the season as well.
Yeah, and a lot of these players we're talking about, shall we get rid of them? They've still got 2 or 3 years on their contracts.
So
You can't just get rid of them unless a club comes in with decent money. And we're not gonna, because somebody says, "Oh, you don't want to sell right. You need to make a profit." Well, that's not how it works with players. You don't always make a profit. You may think you're going to make a profit. We made a massive profit on Gyökeres and Hamer because they cost nothing pretty much. And but yeah, and give the captain's armband to Grimes.
Yeah, I agree. I think Grimes should be the captain because I think he's just more of a captain material than Sheaf is. And all due respect to Sheaf, he's not in and out of the team at the minute, injury wise, and I think it'll take a lot of responsibility off him as well.
I also think Bobby Thomas and Kitchen did improve towards the back end of the season, even though they had lapses of concentration. Kitchen has definitely has improved a lot. But is it enough? That's the thing.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Vicky, have you got a long list or a short list?
I have a vote list. That's just in my mind.
The ones you want to get rid of.
I think. See, I disagree with the extent of some of the list because the problem you've got then is you've got to replace those players and bring in the extra players that we were missing this season for depth. So I think that the priority is shifting a couple for the money if we need it. If we haven't got if King can't finance it in other ways, if we need to sell some players, we do that. But I don't think we're looking at wholesale changes. Otherwise, it's a rebuild again. And like I said earlier, this is a squad that's got us to 2 semi-finals, and so they're not a million miles away. It just needs tinkering in places. I think as well the other factor is how Frank wants to play and the players that can work that system. Because our best run when we won those games all in a row, and so our sort of the middle of the season because we started poorly, we ended poorly. The middle was the best bit, and that was the time when we were playing Asante and Sims up front. So, but that's never going to be the way that Frank wants to play. Unless he had to, and that was dictated by injuries, wasn't it? So when you were getting the best out of those players, they were playing in a way that Frank probably isn't going to next season. So I think Claudia made a good point about the players who actually fit the style that Frank wants to play, and so that's a factor as well. And it's weird with the defence because I individually I like all of them: Binks, Latabodier, Kitchen, Thomas. But we can see too many goals, and something needs to be done to change that. So I don't know who. We've got to do something.
We need a younger Fads, don't we, in there?
Yeah, something. There needs to be something. I mean, personally, I'd keep Latabodier just because he can play a few positions, and I think as a squad player, so I'm not thinking he'd be like in your first 11, but as a squad player, he fills in different gaps. I actually think the priority is cover for Milan, probably someone similar to Milan on the other side. So I think better cover or potential players for both sort of wing back positions. And then the midfield, because you've got Grimes and Sheaf if he's fit. I think the trouble and then you've got Torp if he's playing well, but away from home he doesn't turn up half the time. And I mean personally I'd keep Eccles as well because I think he's been getting better every season. He's on an upward trajectory, and I'd keep him as a player. But I think once you start getting a few injuries in the midfield, we just become really weak in that area, and I think that affects both ends of the pitch. The strikers aren't getting good enough service, and the defenders are getting exposed too much. So for me, the priority is a stronger depth in the midfield. So if something happens to any of those key players, the players that are coming in are better than we've got at the moment. So that for me is the area that's key. Personally. No, I don't know who. I don't know. Hopefully, Dean Austin's got some ideas about who that's going to be, but that's what I would be doing.
I just think the recruitment department's going to be working hard anyway in this summer.
Yeah.
Who impressed you? Who stood out for you then, Vic, this season?
I think Jack Madoni has been. I thought from day one he's looked a signing, and he's just got better and better as the season's gone on. I think. I mean, that's a sort of very universal opinion, isn't it? I think. EMC and was really starting to hit some form before his injury, so he's been unlucky, and I'm excited to see what he can do next season. I think Dovin really started to stand up as a goalkeeper and look like a proper number one for us. And it's been a little while, I suppose, since that we've had that sort of a young goalkeeper in that position to get excited about, maybe. So that's another good one. Yeah, I think Grimes. I'm excited actually to see what Grimes can do in a full season. I think this season he's come in and he's done what we really expected, but I think in some games his teammates needing to get to know him has meant we haven't necessarily seen the best of his attributes. And so I think with a full pre-season and then going into next season, I think we'll see like the real best of him as well. And so that's another exciting. So there's a few things to be excited about for next season already, isn't there? I think so.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see. It's going to be a busy. It's going to be a busy period. Just certainly. What I think, I probably agree with you. The players that have done well this season. Grimes, certainly with a fantastic signing. Sakamoto, I love Sakamoto. Just like Marzi said, he's brilliant. He's and not just going forward. He gets back and defends and does a grafter, isn't he? Sakamoto.
Sorry, I didn't mention him, did I? Can I just say he's a player as well? Sorry, Sakamoto.
And he loses the ball and win it back. So, and Dovin, I think I was starting to get impressed with Dovin, with the goalkeeper. It's just a shame he had an injury at the worst possible time for himself and the team, because I thought he was looking good. It's always good to have a good, solid goalkeeper behind you. Jamie Allen, I was impressed as well when he came on. He came for a bit of stick to start the season, and he was out of the team for a long period. And he came on and did a great job. That's filling in for when Chief was injured and various people were injured. He came in and did really well, really good job, I thought. Whether he'd start every week, maybe he wouldn't, but he's certainly as a squad player, Jamie Allen was brilliant for us. I think he did whatever was asked of him.
Going back to the strikers, if you think of when Frank Lampard was at Everton, he had Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison doing that lone striker role, which they're good at doing that. And wherever you think of Richarlison, he runs and runs and runs. He never stops. And then, of course, you had Abraham. Was it Abraham at Derby, which he had on loan from Chelsea? They went to Chelsea, he took him back to do the same role.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So that's the striker he needs. That's the sort of striker he wants. So that's why I think there could be a change up top, because
I think he'll be
suit the formation.
He knows what players he wants for that role, because he's had plenty of time, hasn't he? Obviously, since November, since he's been here, he's looked at the squad. He's obviously, making strides to find the best possible player to play in them positions, and I think he'll have a lot of contacts, which he has, and he'll bring in the right people for the way he wants to play, or the way he wants the team to play. And you got to remember when he took over, they were all Robbins' players, weren't they? They weren't Lampard's players. The only one he came in was Grimes, really, and I think that sign-in was sort of in the go anyway before Lampard arrived. So, I think he'll just bring in. I think there'll be a few changes myself. I think he'll bring quite a few. He'll do a bit of wheeling and dealing, and obviously bring in the players that he wants. He'll know the positions he needs strengthening. He's not stupid. So I think you'll find probably changes at the back, midfield, and up front myself. And I think they're all going to be obviously better players than we've got now, which is what you want. If you want to get rid of a player, you've got to make sure that player you're getting rid of is going to be replaced by a better player, isn't it? Or there's no point in getting rid of him. You might as well keep him. It's got to be better than what you've got. And I think Lampard will do that. I think him and the recruitment team will be working hard. So there's all sorts of rumours going around, isn't there, about players? It's this time of year, so it'd be nice to get the first one over the line, wouldn't it, and see what it's going to be. But it should be an interesting season. So and who I'd get rid of? I'd probably get rid of. I've been not very happy with Wright, to be honest. The last few matches, he hasn't stepped up to the plate, and I think if we had a decent offer, I would get rid of Haji Wright, without a doubt. and bring in somebody, use that money sensibly and bring somebody decent. Hadji Wright, we all know there's a player in there somewhere, but he just doesn't do it on a regular basis or consistent basis like we want him to do. And that's the problem. He's not stepped up to the big games. He's gone missing. I know he's been injured for a period of time as well. And I know he scored 20 goals the previous season, but so did Sims. So it's this season, it's here and now. And he hasn't done that this year. So that's not good enough, really. If we want to get out of this league, we need a striker who can score, at least 20 goals, don't you, really? And strikers have been nowhere near that. So he would certainly be on my list.
I think the thing with White Ken is that like the stats show that he's one of the he's in the last 2 seasons still. I mean, even this season has been disappointing, but still towards the top end of the goal scoring charts. And over the last 2 seasons, he's third in the league of goal scorer. So, but it doesn't feel like he suits our style, because if you've got F1 playing on the left, that means he can only play straight through the middle, and away from home especially, he's just not. So it's one of the things. He's obviously a great goal scorer, and his goals to game ratio is right up there. But the problem is that the way that Frank wants to play doesn't suit his game. So he's probably a player that we could get money back for, and if we need money for other players, so it's one of those things. I don't think. Some people say that he's not good enough and things like that. I don't agree with that. I just think he maybe isn't the player we need, and if we can get money for him to get the player we do need, then we move him on. It's not about slating him or saying he's not good enough. It's just about saying.
What I'm saying is, I'll get rid of him if we're going to bring in a better player.
Yeah,
it's going to be better than what we've got. If he's not going to bring in anybody better than Hadji, then we've got to keep Hadji.
Yeah.
But if there's somebody out there better than Hadji, which there possibly might be, we don't know, because none of us knew about Hadji beforehand, did we?
No.
Before he arrived. If he's going to be better than what we've got, then do it. Definitely, without a doubt.
I think with Hadji Wright, though, he scored 5 goals in 2 matches, didn't he?
Yeah,
Oxford and Sunderland.
Yeah, so if he's got 12 goals, I mean, that's not a lot of goals in the other games, is it really?
No,
yeah,
we need more.
He was out for nearly half a season though, as well, wasn't he?
Yes, he was, and you got to give him credit for that. He was injured for a long period, and it was a bad injury at Sunderland, wasn't it? Yeah. So
the other thing is as well. I mean, I think a lot of this is as well. Again, fans' expectations. Like we were saying about earlier on. Do you think we the way we feel about making the semi-final last year and then this year, and we haven't gone on to get to the final? Is it because we were spoilt the year we got to the playoffs with a player like Victor Gyökeres, who, come on, be truthful, he's a beast. He was a beast. He joined us on loan for 6 months, and then we signed him, and everyone was, why have we signed him? But you could see why we had signed him. You could see the size of him. He went away, came back. He was bigger. He was bulkier. He'd worked his body to the right strength to boss people off the ball, and he had the likes of Hamer, he had the likes of O'Hare assisting him as well, and you think that, have we been spoiled having Victor, who's gone on to win Portuguese league twice, to having Hadji Wright and Ellis Sims, and we're all hoping that they're all going to be as good as Victor? But how often does a striker like Victor Gyökeres come around? Not very often, is it? It ain't very often at all that you get a player like Victor Gyökeres. It really isn't.
Style, isn't it? Like Gyökeres fitted our style at that point, so that we were playing to a style that suited his game, and I don't think we're probably playing a style that suits any of our strikers' games to their best, and that's part of it, isn't it? All of those 3 strikers could probably get 20 goals in the right team with the right formation. It's just because they've all shown that they can score. So that was a perfect season because Gyökeres was in the right team at the right place, and to score those goals, and then it's obviously gone on an upward trajectory from there. And I think that's part of the problem. We need a striker that fits what we want to do, or what Frank wants to do.
Yeah, we need a lone striker that's big, bulky, strong, that can boss defenders around, that can pick up the ball, hold it up, or even get in behind if he needs to. And our 2 strikers, there's one that can get in behind, and we've got one that can hold the ball up. We haven't got one that can do both, have we? We haven't got that about our strike force, and playing one up front, as you said, it isn't really playing to their strengths. Where with Vic, he would have relished it. He would have relished this, wouldn't he? He would have absolutely just, you know. And I think that's one of the things we've been spoilt having Vic, and we all think that every striker we're going to get in is going to be as good as Vic, and you don't get them. You don't get them every year. You don't pick one up every week. You can't pick them up.
Although ironically, Hadji White's actually got a better goal to game ratio than Vic had for us. So it just shows on that, doesn't it? Sometimes it's about perception as well, because that was such a good season that we remember him so well. But Hadji's actually got a slightly better goal to game ratio.
But the thing with Hadji, like you said, Vic, last season we were playing to his strengths.
Yeah.
This season, with Frank coming in, we're not playing to his strengths. And we've all said it. He's the best finisher we've got, but it just hasn't. We just haven't been able to work out how to play with him. Yeah.
But he needs to do more when he's not scoring. Like the other night, he did nothing, and he had that one opportunity. And if he takes it, we don't care. He did nothing for 90 minutes, but he doesn't take it, does he?
I was so disappointed. A lot of the fans around me, and I'm sure around those that were there, heard what they were saying about Wright. They were so annoyed with his performance. And because we know there's a player in there somewhere, don't we? We know he can do it. That's the annoying thing. But he just didn't do it on a regular basis, does he? You know, he's not consistent enough. That's the problem.
Yeah, I just think if you're not scoring goals, you've got to put the effort in for your team. I've not seen it, and I didn't see it the other night.
No, you're right. And
that's me.
There.
2.5
will forgive, if you miss a chance, fine, you get forgiven. But if you're putting the effort in, you're closing down people, you're running your socks off, the fans will forgive you for that. They like to see that. And I didn't see any of that. You know, but we'll see what Frank decides. He's got a big decision to make, hasn't he?
We're on 2 hours now.
I know we haven't got. We've still got to do the competition yet. Go on, do you want a few more comments then before we?
I could do. I've got hundreds, so I'll only pick a couple out.
You know what though, Miles, he don't care.
Yeah, I've seen the Miles, he don't care.
About 1,000 of those.
Crystal Audio says, let's not forget we're around 17th in the league in terms of wage budget. It's inevitable we're going to lose our best players and struggle to attract Premier League quality unless that changes. Ice Chip says, Claudia, the back four lost 5 of the last 10, but you want to keep the defence. Well, no, I want to get rid of the two left backs for a start. But I said
keeping Kitchen and Thomas then, isn't it?
I just said we needed new blood because we've had the same defenders for 2 seasons, making the same mistakes. I've said that so many times in the last 18 months. And we've not done anything to address that. But I don't think we're in a position to bring players in before we can get rid of players. That's the trouble. It's as someone's pointed out.
Your mate's been on, Claudio.
Where? Oh, join a fat cat. Hey guys.
Oh, no. Here we go.
Hey, you guys. I don't random but funny. I was watching the FA Cup final at an Arsenal pub yesterday, and there was a Sunderland fan there talking about the match, how they're going up. EFL Championship is massive. Well, I mean, I want to know, Jonah, had he been drinking? Because obviously an Arsenal pub in Buffalo, that's where he lives. David M says, Josh Sargent isn't that good. I've seen him play for the USA and he usually disappoints. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, the trouble is, it's like any player, you only see the highlights you want to see because they're the best bits. I remember when we signed Bakayoko, I made myself look all right, Pratt, because the video reel of Bakayoko Bakayoko, he looks sensational. I still don't think he's got 20 goals yet. Finn says stats say otherwise. Sargent for right any day. I think at championship level, you would take Sargent just for the work rate. If anything, the movement, that's the difference.
I think if you sign Sargent, you keep Hadji right.
Well, good, yeah. Tully says, Claudia makes a good point about Tammy Abraham. That's his name. I couldn't remember his first name. I wonder, could we get him on a 6-month loan to rebuild his career? Is he at Milan still? Is he in Italy still?
I'll have a look, shall I?
Not sure where he is, to be fair.
I'll have a look.
Ice Chips, it's not the strikers' build-up play is too slow without a number 10 against teams who play low block makes it difficult for any striker, hence why Bassett has only scored 2. Yeah, the slow build-up is frustrating, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah, he's at AC Milan.
I just seen one on there, Dan. How about Ross Barkley from Villa? Lampard had him at Chelsea.
No.
He's not getting in the Villa team at the minute, is he?
Yeah, but we haven't got the money to pay him. I mean, Luton had him because they were promoted.
Or maybe a loan deal then.
Paul Barlow. I'll do a couple more because we're running over now. Paul Barlow, we have to be faultless to get automatic promotion. Do you think Sheaf will be captain next season? I think the jury is out.
For
I'm
me,
not sure.
no, I think Grimes.
No. And I find the whole thing of the passing around the captain's armband ridiculous when they make the substitutions and they give it to whoever comes on. It's like, oh, just keep the armband on. What's the big deal? I'm not sure it means anything nowadays. Right. I think, should we do the competition, Ken?
Yeah.
There's loads. I can't read them all out. There's so many. But I'm sure people who are watching can read them as they're going up and down. Merlin says, there you go, Merlin, he's going to wave his magic wand. Realistically, our best chance to make in the playoffs, parachute payments make it incredibly difficult league. It's Paul Stratton. If we had Doyle, McNally and Thomas, pretty sure we'd make Wembley defence in the end very, very lightweight.
Sorry, that was me. Sorry.
That's a sign of the wheel warming up in the background. The wheel is warming up. We're getting close.
Right, we're ready for the. I think we've all agreed.
Is that about it, comments wise?
I think so. And I suppose.
I did see our mate Mad Frankie's on there. Look, Lampard will do a massive call. I expect 8 to 10 players.
Hold on, you didn't do the accent. You didn't do the accent, Ken. You got to do the accent.
You don't speak like that, Ken. Don't you take right? Lampard will do a massive call. I would expect 8 to 10 players in and out. Heard it here first. Right. Three prizes.
Yeah.
So who got our player of the season then?
Okay. There's plenty of votes came in. Announced the winner, Victoria. Who was the winner of the Sky Blues Fans TV Player of the Season 24-25?
Player of the season with like probably about 99% of the vote was Jack Redone.
Jack Redone. Round of applause for Jack Redone.
Oh, hold on.
Miles?
Hold on. You bloody left that late, didn't you?
And
I think all of our vote. I think we all voted for. Well, Jack Redone would be our vote, wouldn't it? Agreed.
Yeah.
He was outstanding for me. I thought he had a bit of a slow start when he first came to the club. Took a while to get. Well, it took a few games to settle in, didn't he? But he certainly came good. Certainly from middle of the season to the latter part of the season by scoring goals, assists, and his general work rate. an endeavour. I thought he was absolutely fantastic, and long may it continue. Hopefully, he's a player that we can keep hold of.
I think he's going to need a massive trophy cabinet for his house, because if we do ever get a season awards at the ground, he's bound to win all of them, and he's got, I think he's won every supporters club's votes as well.
Yeah.
And it was a landslide, wasn't it, Vic? That was. I mean, I think that's
we've
the
never
best.
had one.
Not like that.
What was it, Vic? How many was it again, and what was the difference?
So we got 146 votes and 140 people voted for Radone, and that's the closest most seasons. So last year when Sheaf won it, the season before when Vic won it, and the season before I think it was Hamer, it's always been about sort of 50 to 60% for like the winner. This has been like a landslide victory. It's been obvious who's going to win it for weeks.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. I mean,
yeah,
you can't.
Thank you all for voting. Do appreciate it. And thank you all for all your comments. There's been so many comments, and absolutely inundated with comments tonight, and people watching. So there's loads of people in the draw. They're all on the wheel, aren't they, Vicky? They're all on the wheel.
They shall bring the wheel in now, then.
Yeah.
Throw the wheel in. Wheel it in. Now, just explain to us how it works, then, Vic.
Right, so all the 146 people who voted have entered onto the wheel. So we'll click and spin. The first, obviously, so that everybody's included for the first prize, we'll go shirt first and then work our way down. Yeah. And if the same person comes out twice, then obviously we just...
you can only win one prize. There's 3 prizes up for grabs. If your name comes out more than once, you obviously just get the first time you come out. That's it. We'll redraw it. But everybody's name's on the wheel. So we'll go. Shall we go reverse order? Or, yeah?
No.
You need to go with the shirt first.
First. Come on, then we'll go first. This is for the shirts. This is a choice of home or away shirts. Spin the wheel.
Oh.
Could it be?
I feel hypnotised.
Colin
Branfield, who's a commenter. Colin,
I know Colin.
Sure I've seen you messaging tonight. So you've got a choice of a home or away shirt for next season when they come out, hopefully within the next month or so. It'll be a lot quicker than they did last year. So just let us know what you want, please.
He'll be messaging me in about 2 minutes.
I've won.
This is for the sign, Coventry City sign, where you can put anywhere you want, basically.
What's that made out of, Ken? What's it made out of?
Aluminium sort of sign, aluminium.
Oh, don't bend it.
Yeah,
don't get a crease in it.
No, I do that. It's not damaged. It's put anywhere you want, basically. This is for one of these. Okay, spin the wheel again. Then.
Flipping heck.
Ian Clay.
Congratulations, Ian. Send us your details and we'll get your prize off to you as soon as possible. And
the best prize, obviously.
Which is a Skyblue Fans TV mug and coaster.
And a night out with Ken.
Yeah. I'll treat you. Don't worry about that.
Hope it's not me. Is that Miles? Oh no, Steve Curry.
Congratulations, Steve. If you send us your details on email or message, skyblue.fanstv@gmail.com, and we'll get your prizes off to you as soon as possible. So they're the 3 winners. Congratulations to all of you. Big round of applause. Thank you very much for entering. Loads of entries. Commiserations for those who didn't anything.
Can I also just say thanks to all the people who wrote really nice things in the emails. So we had loads of emails and people there was some really nice feedback and comments. So thank you to everybody that took the time to vote and also just to write some nice things to us. That was really nice to read through when I was doing a little spreadsheet.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you very much. There has been a lot of nice comments about about the whole season, about the shows and stuff. So we do appreciate it, but we couldn't do it without you. We couldn't do it without people watching and messaging and taking part in the conversations. You're all part of the big team here, and we appreciate everything you do for us. And what's this? Dawn Cook, all three ladies on red.
All she's done tonight is moan. Dawn, we love you. Come on. What are you doing, mate?
Oh dear. Sorry, Dawn. We've plenty of time. We're going to give plenty to give away throughout the season as we're approaching the new season. So we've always got the best competitions here on Scarborough Fans TV, and we give away real prizes where we sometimes get the pleasure of personal deliveries from either myself or I don't know, Miles. Sometimes maybe Claudia. We'll get Claudia delivering a few for a change.
We've got something lined up to be able to get the trophy to Jack.
That'll be fantastic. Yes, that'll be good news. We'll stay tuned for that. Have we decided what our next live show is yet?
No.
No.
I was saying, I think because Sundays now people are going to be out, aren't they, at the weekends, and people are going to be at shows and stuff and concerts and things. I think we should do it Thursday nights.
Yeah, and we'll share the hosting. We'll do it that way.
Yeah.
We'll
there was 2 subjects come through tonight, actually. One was where is it? Here we go. So we got one from Tully. Brian says, just thought of a good summer topic. Coventry City live merch swap shop.
Oh, Claudia. You've got
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Swap.
Yeah. We could find some stuff we want to swap, put it on here and say, does anyone want to swap this for something? There you go. And another one, come on, and I couldn't find it again to find the person's name. I'm very sorry about this. We could do a show about, do fans have superstitions? Do they wear special pants?
Well, that's a good one, actually.
Or no pants.
Or no pants. That'd be a good show, wouldn't it, Vic?
Yeah.
Yeah. And don't forget, if anyone does want to come on the show, you're more than welcome. All you got to do is have internet, a phone, earbuds, headphones, a computer, and a little microphone, or not even a microphone, just your phone or whatever. And you can come on the show. We'd love you to come on because it's great to have different people on all the time. Get in touch with us, skyblefans@gmail.com. We'll get you on through the summer and we'll have a laugh, okay? And from me and everyone, again, thanks for watching, because we couldn't do it without you guys watching, and we really enjoy it. It's been an absolute banging season. Absolutely banging.
Some nice comments coming through from Doug Bone there. This show is going to from strength to strength. Absolutely bloody fantastic, he says.
Thank you, Doug.
And so, yeah, thanks for all your Wayne Burton. Great show, guys. This is a good comment, actually. Can we? This one here, there. Can we cut out the middleman and swap Claudia for half a dozen eggs?
Yeah, we'll get rid of him. We'll get rid of him for next season. Brilliant.
And Mad Frankie. What's he say about Mad Frankie there? Mad Frankie runs the show. Something.
Runs the summer. Lee Dancer's Mad Frankie runs the summer.
Right. Okay. Well, that's about it then, chaps, isn't it? We'll be back. We're back Thursday then, are we?
Yeah, this Thursday. Yeah, we'll do
Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay. Join Miles and the team. I'll be working, unfortunately, on afternoons.
Definitely Thursday and definitely Thursday.
Yeah.
So we'll go for Thursday, and you never know, if something comes up, we might have we've got a few things planned, players interviews and stuff. So we might have a few special shows lined up. But you can stay tuned to your social medias, and we'll inform you about that. And we'll have a lot of competitions coming up as well. So stay tuned for that. But it's been fantastic. It's been a fantastic season, hasn't it, Miles? You enjoyed it, the whole season?
Brilliant. Up to No Good just says, love the show. Don't get any notifications. If you subscribe and like, it will tell you.
Yes.
On YouTube. You got to go on YouTube, though. Got to go on YouTube. Yeah, it's been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And look, it's come to an end, but who cares? I can get out in the garden and top my suntan up. There you go.
Yeah. Claudio, you enjoyed the whole summer, the whole season? Ups and downs?
Yeah, you know me. I like talking. So, yeah. Football.
Well, I mean, sometimes we struggle to shut you up, don't we?
Interaction. A lot of it makes sense. A lot of it, majority doesn't. But, you know, sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. It doesn't matter, does it? It's all opinions. And it's a good laugh, though, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Don't take ourselves too seriously. That's the main thing.
Well, that's it. Yeah. Vicky, you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it was always good fun.
Before you go off to all your festivals?
Yeah. I won't be on Thursday, sorry. I'm at a festival on Thursday.
I know, we started early already.
Yeah.
And Finn says pre-season games podcast possibly. Once we find out where they're going, we might even go out there yet. Depends on with all sorts of rumours where they're going. I've heard a couple of different places, but yeah, we'll try and get out there obviously, and hopefully if they've got a game, we can go and do a bit of a podcast. And
we'll be doing them when they're playing here anyway. So
yeah, okay. And Lee Dan says bye. He says, love you all, panel and Sky Blues fans. PUSB, bye. Okay, well,
PUSB.
That's it. That's about it then, chaps. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for all your messages. Congratulations to the competition winners, as always. And don't forget to like and subscribe when you're commenting. It only takes a few seconds. Doesn't cost you any money unless you want to pay any money, of course. And we appreciate all your comments and all your views. So from the panel, it's a big, massive play up Sky Blues, and we'll see you live on Thursday's show. Good night.
Oh, there is one thing. There is one thing.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.